Did you know that over 70 countries maintain formal diplomatic ties with the United Kingdom, but only a tiny handful would actually stand by Britain if the world collapsed tomorrow? Allies often seem plentiful on paper, yet when chaos knocks at the door, true loyalty tends to vanish faster than a summer ice cream cone. The idea of unwavering friendship might sound like a fairy tale, yet a select group of nations has proven time and again that they are ready to stake everything on Britain's survival. What secret treaties and veiled agreements bind these allies so tightly? Why do these friendships shine brightest in the moments when darkness falls hardest? It's easy to assume that diplomatic relations equals steadfast support, but history tells a harsher tale. When empires crumble, economies crash, or scandals rock the establishment, some so-called friends vanish without a trace. In centuries past, Britain faced failure in far-off colonies, crushing defeats at sea and economic storms that threatened to swallow the kingdom whole. Through it all, a chosen few remained on deck, manning the rigging, ready to help set the sails for calmer seas. Those relationships transformed from formal alliances into lifelines, links strong enough to keep Britain afloat when everything else threatened to sink. In the darkest hours, loyalty transcends paper and ink. Bonds forged in fire outlast treaties and trade deals. Shared battles become the mortar that cements trust, and personal friendships between leaders turn into unspoken vows of solidarity. Step by step, these alliances formed the backbone of Britain's global presence. Today, the question isn't who claims to be an ally, but who would go down swinging alongside the Union Jack. These are the 10 nations whose devotion shines brightest when the world's on fire, and the stories behind their Stand By Britain pledge are as fascinating as they are unexpected. Beginning with Sweden, a nation once famed for neutrality, modern times have rewritten its script. Since formally joining NATO in 2024, Sweden transformed from diplomatic observer into a frontline partner. Military drills, once confined to Baltic shores, now extend into the Arctic, where joint exercises test cold weather readiness. Cyber defense initiatives bind Stockholm and London in digital trenches, defending critical infrastructure from unseen threats. Beyond the barracks, Swedish energy firms team up with British clean tech innovatives to forge the green industries of tomorrow. Swedish and British researchers have launched joint studies in artificial intelligence, aiming to ensure democratic values guide the next wave of digital breakthroughs. Universities in Stockholm and London have ramped up exchange programs, sending eager students to learn about each other's cultures, laws, and customs. Business leaders from both countries clink glasses at networking events, plotting new ventures that could reshape entire markets. This synergy points to a friendship built not on chance but on deliberate choices to stand together. Sweden's evolution from neutral observer to active defender underscores its readiness to answer Britain's call. Moving northward, Norway stands as a silent sentinel guarding Europe's northern flank. During World War II, British forces played a pivotal role in liberating Norwegian towns, forging a debt of gratitude that has never faded. Today, the two governments coordinate anti-submarine patrols in the North Atlantic, where stealthy threats lurk beneath icy waves. Arctic sovereignty discussions draw them together at the negotiating table, where they push for rules that protect small states from great power brinkmanship. On the civilian front, millions of barrels of Norwegian oil and gas keep British homes warm, even when winter winds howl. Beyond raw resources, the two nations share a passion for maritime innovation. Shipbuilders in Oslo and ports in Southampton collaborate on smart docking systems, ensuring cargo flows smoothly even when storms batter the seas. Intelligence agencies exchange critical data, tracing illicit shipments and thwarting smuggling rings that seek to exploit maritime loopholes. Norway's deep fjords and Britain's winding rivers might seem worlds apart, yet both landscapes echo with the sound of steadfast partnership. When loyalty matters most, Norway remains that rock-solid friend who never wavers. The connection extends to citizens too. Norwegian students attend British universities, tackling degrees in engineering and environmental science, while British travellers venture north to witness the Northern Lights dancing over silent fjords. Cultural festivals feature joint exhibitions, where rock-hard Viking heritage meets the soft drone of British folk music. These shared moments strengthen ties beyond boardrooms and battle drills, reminding both nations that their bond rests on people as much as policies. Norway's quiet but powerful support ensures Britain has a guardian in the grim north. Shifting attention west, the Netherlands emerges as a partner that thrives on subtlety and efficiency. Dutch traders and British merchants have plied the North Sea's waves for centuries, building an economic dance that balances on precision and timing. Rotterdam's giant harbours serve as the UK's gateway to continental markets, routing goods ranging from fresh flowers to high-tech machinery. Meanwhile, pipelines under the sea deliver electricity and gas when demand spikes, ensuring that hospitals stay lit and factories keep humming. This logistical interdependence extends to shared green ambitions. Offshore wind farms sprout across the North Sea, blending Dutch engineering prowess with British investment muscle. Scientists in Delft and Cardiff collaborate on ocean monitoring devices, tracking rising sea levels and predicting storm surges. Defense planners in The Hague and Whitehall coordinate cyber resilience strategies, protecting ports and power grids from digital sabotage. In the subtle art of partnership, the Netherlands excels at turning quiet cooperation into tangible strength. Culturally, the two nations respect each other's pragmatic humor. British comedy finds fans among Dutch crowds, while Dutch design influences world-renowned brands headquartered in London. When political storms hit Brussels, the UK and the Netherlands often line up side by side, pushing for policies that favour small states and open markets. In the theatre of global diplomacy, the Dutch presence brings seamless collaboration rather than bombastic declarations. Their loyalty to Britain flows beneath the surface, powerful and unwavering. Turning attention east, Poland's alliance with Britain cuts straight to the heart of shared sacrifice. During the Battle of Britain in 1940, Polish pilots flew with unmatched bravery, their Spitfires carving arcs of fire across the sky to defend London. The gratitude paid to those airmen echoes in modern halls of power, where Britain continues to support Poland's defense needs. Joint bases host exercises aimed at deterring aggression as both countries brace against potential eastern threats with a united front. Meanwhile, London receives critical intelligence via Warsaw's surveillance networks, feeding alerts through secure channels to counter hybrid operations. Economically, Polish workers play pivotal roles in British agriculture, construction and healthcare sectors, ensuring that fields are harvested and hospitals staffed. Cultural festivals in London showcase Polish food, music and dance, offering glimpses of a homeland forged in perseverance. Poland's bond with Britain thrives on a blend of history and shared vigilance, never faltering when threats loom. Across the technological spectrum, Polish startups partner with British investors to tackle challenges in cybersecurity and fintech. Warsaw's booming tech hubs welcome British entrepreneurs seeking fresh opportunities, while London-based venture capitalists fund Polish innovations that promise global impact. This cross-pollination of ideas and capital cements a friendship that extends far beyond wartime valor, embodying modern solidarity in every line of code and every handshake in a conference hall. Far to the east, Japan's alliance with Britain unfolds like a masterful chess game. Both island nations share an instinct for naval strategy, honed over centuries of defending distant shores. In recent years, they signed landmark agreements allowing their fleets to train on each other's coasts, enhancing readiness for potential crises. Japanese engineers and British designers collaborate on next-generation destroyers, crafting vessels equipped to face threats above and beneath the waves. The precision of samurai heritage meets the discipline of Royal Navy tradition in joint exercises that blend centuries of maritime expertise. Beyond the deck plates, British and Japanese firms spearhead research in green hydrogen and electric mobility, seeking to power clean economies on both sides of the globe. Universities in Tokyo and Manchester exchange scholars conducting studies on robotics, artificial intelligence, and disaster relief. Pop culture ties also flourish. British directors film samurai dramas in Kyoto, while Japanese filmmakers capture London's foggy streets for noir-inspired thrillers. Even foodies join the dance, as sushi chefs share techniques with British culinary schools, producing dishes that fuse tradition with innovation. Politically, both nations stand firm on democratic principles, often voting in unison at international forums to safeguard freedom of the press and human rights. Their quiet but unbreakable bond underscores a broader commitment to a rules-based order in an unpredictable world. When London and Tokyo speak, the global stage listens, aware that these two strategic partners hold a unique trust, forged in respect, history, and shared foresight. In continental Europe, France reigns as Britain's oldest frenemy turned steadfast comrade. The two have clashed over Norman conquests and Napoleonic ambitions, yet the battlefield grudges melted into trenches filled with mutual protection during world wars. Today, their armies train shoulder to shoulder, running joint units that can deploy anywhere from Sahel regions in Africa to the borders of Eastern Europe. Their nuclear arsenals and permanent seats at the UN Security Council create a double-barreled deterrent, sending a clear message to any who would test their resolve. Economic ties remain robust, despite ongoing banter about fishing rights or cross-channel regulations. French wine flows into British pubs, while British films captivate Parisian cinemas. Fashion weeks in both capitals exchange designers and editors, fusing Parisian chic with London's avant-garde flair. On the cybersecurity front, agencies swap encrypted data to foil terror plots and financial crimes. Beneath the playful mockery lies an unshakable trust, built on decades of knowing exactly when to laugh and exactly when to stand firm. Cultural exchanges strengthen this alliance at every level. Students from Marseille study at Oxford, while British teens take gap-year excursions through Provence, learning language and history firsthand. Art exhibitions rotate between the Louvre and the National Gallery, spotlighting mutual influences and shared heritage. Through both cooperation and competition, France and Britain demonstrate that true friendship often thrives amidst rivalry, uniting two proud nations in defense of common values. Halfway across the world, New Zealand stands as Britain's most devoted Commonwealth descendant. When the First World War broke out, thousands of young Kiwis answered the call without hesitation, their sacrifices enshrined in Anzac law. Since then, the two remain inseparable within Five Eyes intelligence sharing, pooling secrets that shape global security strategy. Joint military training spans from desert drills in the Middle East to peacekeeping simulations in the Pacific, ensuring forces can operate as one when duty demands. Trade relations flourish, with New Zealand's lamb-filling British dinner tables, while Kiwi tech firms partner with British venture funds to launch startups tackling climate resilience. Diplomatic missions coordinate on climate change policy, leveraging the United Kingdom's diplomatic weight and New Zealand's renewable tourism binds hearts as well. British backpackers explore New Zealand's mountains and fjords, while Kiwis tour historic British sites, building friendships that go far beyond the halls of power. Social ties run deep, too. Dual citizenship families bridge the hemispheres, sharing traditions from Bonfire Night in Bristol to Waitangi Day celebrations in Wellington. Language accents mingle in classrooms and cafes, creating a sense of global village built on shared history. In a world of complex alliances, the simplicity and sincerity of this partnership shine through, proving that genuine loyalty needs no pomp or ceremony. Turning attention south, Australia lives up to its reputation as Britain's most boisterous ally. The Anzac spirit was born on the bloody beaches of Gallipoli, where Australians fought under British command with fierce tenacity. Since those grim days, the alliance matured into the most exclusive club on Earth, the Five Eyes Intelligence Network. Here, closed-door meetings shape responses to threats from cyber attacks to global terrorism, cementing a bond that goes beyond formal treaties. Defence ties extend into the Indo-Pacific, where British and Australian navies conduct joint patrols to secure vital shipping lanes. Technology firms on both continents co-develop unmanned systems and secure communication platforms, anticipating future conflicts that may unfold across land, sea, air, and cyberspace. Economically, free trade agreements boost bilateral commerce, with Australian wine flowing into London's restaurants with British automobiles cruising down Sydney's streets. Student exchanges thrive, as Aussie graduates pursue postgraduate degrees in British universities, bringing fresh perspectives back home. At its core, this partnership thrives on shared values, a belief in free speech, individual liberty, and the rule of law. Pop culture celebrations draw crowds at music festivals, comedy tours, and art exhibitions that travel from New York to Manchester. In every sphere, from national security councils to local pubs, the United States remains Britain's most steadfast comrade, ready to stand firm no matter what storms threaten the horizon. Which of these alliances surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let the conversation begin. If this deep dive into Britain's unwavering friends sparked your curiosity, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the ride and leave a comment to let everyone know which nation you'd call on when the world's on fire.